And so the nightmare begins. The horror has come to Metal Gear Monday. We're going to be doing Twin Snakes today, so strap yourselves in because it's going to be a weird one. I figured when it comes to Metal Gear Monday, why play the same games I played over and over again? Why not try something different? And so it dawned on me that I have never actually streamed Twin Snakes, and it's been a hell of a long time since I last played it. And there's good reason for that. Some people might be a fan of this game. Me, not so much. We're going to meticulously go through it, and we're going to point out every single thing wrong with this game. At least, when I can see it. But there's a lot to go through. And all in all, it's what it is, basically. It was a 2004 remake of the original Metal Gear Solid that was released on the Gamecube. Had a different developer than Konami, or, Kojima's team. Developed by Silicon Knights, and it had a very strange director, one that had a penchant for John Woo films, and it didn't exactly translate as far as the cutscenes go, but the problems stem way beyond the cutscenes, and we're going to go see what all is going to be happening with this right now. So let's see if we're ready. I actually do own this game. I've had it since I think 2012 when I saw the save that I had there. And I didn't finish it. Not on that particular memory card. But yeah, it's been a while. I think the last time I played it was probably when I got it back in 2012. So yeah, should be interesting. Anyway, we're just about ready to start here. So let me just check. I do want to see the opening cutscene. We're going to go through this. This is going to be a long play, similar to how I did the long play for, the original Metal Gear Solid, which we've done the past 3 Mondays. So let's see. Almost. I'm going to see if I can skip this cutscene. Go to the main menu and then let it do its thing. Did a very minor, very quick test while doing this, and for some reason the audio keeps cutting out of my left ear. Hopefully it's not doing the same for you, but let me know. Okay, there it goes. As soon as I let go. I'm just going to let this play out. We want to see that opening cutscene, because that does get us started. I don't know if it's viewable outside of just waiting for it, but I guess I'll find out in a sec here. I will say, if there's ever any part of the game that we don't like, just let me know. I've got Ralph on standby here. And if we need to make it stop, that's where he's going to be. So just let me know.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces being led by members of Foxhound. They are demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Who's going to be the Nelson that turns Milhouse's knob? I guess that's the viewers.
You will have 2 mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the President of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike, and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV.
What's up, Diller? Got me in one ear and your game in the other. That's how you do it, I guess. Good luck with that. But happy to have you here.
After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound, your former unit, and one that I was the commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mantis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake.
Yeah, it's about how I feel, Snake. Also Eiffel Towering this shit. Alright. Uh-oh.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As always, this is a one-man sneaking mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP.
Yes. This is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
And that's how we begin. Seems pretty standard for the onset here. Not too bad, and you know, a remake of the original Metal Gear Solid on a powerful platform like the Gamecube all sounded pretty great, right? You got new visuals, you got new gameplay mechanics, but something's lurking in the dark here. Yeah, I don't got anything here. Anything with the briefing, anything like that? Oh, this is just the briefing. I think this is the exact same footage. Maybe they re-recorded the dialogue. They must have. But this is like the same little video clip that you get when you do this in Metal Gear Solid. We don't necessarily need to see this. They're actually incredibly long. It's why I skipped out on them in the original Metal Gear Solid as well. Way too long to actually be able to sit through and... No. I said no. What the hell? Didn't I press exit? I guess there's an exit video. Okay. They basically give you a rundown on everything that's going on. What else do we got here? Rumble, Radar Type 2. Blood's fine, Stereo's fine, subtitles. Hold down for first person. Group, screen brightness, that's all good. Let me take a look at that save. When was that? Yep, 2012, like I thought. I had just seen it the other day, but I wasn't too sure. I think it was at that point that I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm feeling this. I did beat this. It is on another memory card. But there was like... there wasn't too much time passed between when I stopped there and when I started up the other one. But yeah, I only ever beat it the one time, so... let's get into it. Nothing wrong with skipping? Yeah, especially that. It doesn't really add a whole lot. I think you get the gist of it from the opening cutscene. Radar Type 2 is fine. Alright, let's go. I don't think I could to read the entirety of that comic just yet that you posted. It's so really small on the screen that I'm looking on it at. And it won't load, so never mind on that. Your dad skipped out on you, you're not hurt. Well, I'm glad, but I think even your dad might have had a few principles that would have been more worthwhile than what's in those.
Stay alert. He'll be through here. I know it.
Stay
I'm going
alert.
to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.
No, took a long time to get to the codec.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface, but make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the pause button and then the A button. When we need to contact you,
Yep.
the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the pause button and then the A button to receive the call. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
Got it. Okay, I'm ready to go.
But why can't it just be the pause button on its own? What was the problem with that? See, I'm pressing the pause button now. It doesn't actually pause the game. What does that do? Why can't I just push the pause button? I gotta push pause and A? Alright.
Snake, you'll have to crawl to get through there. First, crouch down by pressing the crawl button, and then press the control stick in the direction you want to crawl.
Just remember that you can't move very fast when you're crawling.
You can stand up by pressing the crawl button again.
Okay, that's good. You know, I didn't take a look at the controls, so I'm actually not too sure what all these buttons do. And why? I don't know. Scientists still haven't figured it out. Let's go ahead and get a couple of things that we got down here. I think it's not only the ration, but we've also got the AP sensor, so let's take a quick look. There we go. AP sensor, of course, was a device that was introduced in Metal Gear Solid 2. It vibrates the controller when there's somebody near, so it does have its instances where it's handy, but for the most part, you'll probably just be using the Soliton radar. Okay, action button, crouch button, punch. I'm guessing A is still choke. Let's see. This is an M9, not something that was in the original game. Trank gun, basically. But it is handy. So instead of having to kill or stun enemies by choking them to death, Or I guess that doesn't stun them, it kills them, but either way. Oh, that is poorly timed. Oh well. This is, well, I'm playing it off of the Wii because I don't have a GameCube. But this is the GameCube game. These are the actual discs. And listen to that techno. It looks pretty nice for a GameCube game. Well, I'm using the Retro Tink, and I'm using component cables. Oh yeah, look at that, the foreshadowing. So we have progressive scan mode, so this is actually looking better than it would just if you were using default AV cables off the GameCube. Plus, in addition to the Retro Tink, it makes it look especially good. Yeah, that beat. Gonna be starting a dance party soon.
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy. I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh?
Crack
By
my
the
glow
way,
sticks yet?
How's the
Not
diversionary
yet.
operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
A Hind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention.
A gift from Gorlukovich? Yeah, you ain't wrong.
Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed.
So we've already heard that Naomi had lost her accent
There are only 18 hours left until their deadline. You've got to hurry.
in the re-recording here.
You must be crazy to fly Hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
But that's not all.
Sorry, I haven't introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so... cute.
You're just flattering me.
No, I'm serious. Well, I know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours.
What's this? I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake? But I'm surprised. I didn't think you'd be so frank.
Looks like we both have a lot to learn about each other.
It does, doesn't it? Well, let's get to know each other better. But first, let me explain about your Soliton radar system. The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, And the blue cone shape represents their field of vision.
Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you.
First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you.
He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it.
Yes, it gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful.
We'll be monitoring your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
Seriously, Snake. We're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice.
I'm also in charge of your mission data. Contact me if you want me to save your current status. My frequency is 140.96. It's a dedicated frequency for saving data. Don't forget it.
Remember, except for your binoculars, you need to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
I remember. First I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor. By the way, sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out my smokes.
How
Sorry.
did you do that?
Snake
In
turned
my
Canadian.
stomach. Thanks to the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
Okay, so after that long
If you
spiel,
want to get in, there's the front door.
we still have
It's
more
the
cutscenes.
fastest way,
Sorry.
but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
Yeah, I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in.
What about the air duct near the door?
One sentry on the left, and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
There should also be a duct on the second floor.
I can't see it from here.
I'll let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake.
Okay, now we're back in the game. Well, there you go. Anyway, we've got an introduction to our characters. It's a lot less flavorful. I see Europe set by that snake, yes. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I'm not quite as upset with Jennifer Hale's performance. I think she did a fine job with the British accent, but it's not completely missed in this game. But Kim, my guest, she did such a good job as Mei Ling with the Chinese-American accent. It's very much missed on my part. I don't think she sounds nearly as interesting as just generic girl. But that's how it be. Anyway, as standard procedure dictates, I'm going to be going on the upper level to infiltrate, but let's see if we can get Nastasha's frequency.
Good. You've got a weapon. To use it, first hold down the weapon menu button to open the weapon window. Then, select the weapon you want to equip from the weapon icons. After you've selected the weapon, release the weapon menu button. The weapon you selected should appear in your hand. Refer to the explanations
Thanks, Campbell. I already
displayed
did
in
it.
the window for
But I appreciate
instructions
it.
on the use of each weapon.
Agreed, yeah.
If you
It's,
have any
yeah, it
questions
is what it
about
is, but
weapons or
I
equipment,
think
you should ask our military analyst, Nastasha.
the supporting
Her frequency
cast is a lot less unique.
141.52.
Like I said, there's a lot less flavor when it comes to the performances here. It's all pretty standard and slightly generic. And it doesn't just work for the supporting cast, it's some of the others too. We'll see as we get into it.
This is Nastasha Romanenko. A pleasure to work with you, Salad Snake.
You're the nuclear specialist that the Colonel mentioned.
That's me. You can ask me anything about nukes that you want. I am also a military analyst, so I have an extensive knowledge of weapon systems as well. They asked me to participate in this operation as a supervisor from the Nuclear Emergency Search Team. I was happy to accept. We must not allow terrorists to get their hands on nuclear weapons of any kind. I hope I can help you to stop them.
You're a tough lady.
Those terrorists are serious about launching a nuclear weapon. The world cannot stand by idly and allow that to happen, and neither can I. Unfortunately, all I can do from here is provide you with information.
Hopefully that'll be enough. Another soldier here wouldn't make a difference anyway. It's good to work with you, Nastasia.
Same here, Snake.
So I don't really know what's going on with Nastasia there. It's everyone I think is the same except for the cyborg ninja. His voice was redone. Greg Eagles still does the role of the DARPA chief, but he's no longer playing the part of Gray Fox. But everyone's still doing the same roles here. I think Renee Roudman is her name. She's doing Nastasia. It almost seems like she wants to do an accent, but then she's like holding back. Everybody redid their lines. The funny thing about that is when they were doing an interview for the upcoming release of this game, basically, I forget who it was exactly. It might have been Hader, but if it wasn't, somebody else. But either way, they were talking about how when they were originally doing the recordings for the 1998 original release on the PlayStation, that you could the soundproofing was so bad that you can hear some cars like passing in the background. I don't think any of that made it into the actual game. I don't think anyone's ever picked out a spot where you could hear cars zooming around in the background. However, it does get a little jank sometimes. But I think it does fit in some instances, like especially if you hear like an echo or, you know, something along those lines. It works for some of the smaller rooms, but, you know. Oh, really? I didn't know that they'd be on me like that. Alright. That's first alert. I wonder if they can see me from here. But yeah, everybody redid their lines. All the girls lost their accents, mailing Nastasia. I'm kind of nervous. I think they might actually be able to see me. The spotlights are a bit sensitive in this version of the game. And Naomi. All the guys pretty much sound the same. I don't think Psycho Manus sounds as interesting. He's a little bit more laid back in this version. And then we'll see Vulcan Raven. I mocked him when we were playing the original game, but it definitely has more character than the new guy. But we'll get into it. Actually, I don't know if I want to say that all the cast was still the same, but I don't know if actually Vulcan Raven is the same person or not. I guess we'll find out. Also, I was looking to get those chaff grenades, and I didn't. I think the only thing that's in here is stun grenades, though, so it's not really anything I need. Hey, wasn't there a camera over there? I think there is, yeah. Okay, so that was a guy I knocked out earlier. Another thing that's a bit of a pain when it comes to this game is that the enemies can see further than the cone on this holoton radar indicates. Which I guess is logical, but... And it doesn't necessarily mean that they can pick you out from a distance. However, they can spot you in the distance, so they might come investigate, as the case may be. But we're gonna go see if I can get that stun grenade. Might come in handy. Here, let's check. Nope. Also, I didn't see that line about the surveillance camera. Maybe I'll do it if we come up to this one. No, I think setting off the alert pretty much set our...
A surveillance camera?
Oh no, there it is. There it is. Still not what I want. Can't do both. I don't blame you. But if you come back, we'll see you when you come back, Diller.
That
No
base
problem.
must have some kind of ventilation system to recirculate the air. There should be air ducts around there somewhere. They must need a lot of power to run the base. There's probably a diesel generator somewhere. And since generating electricity requires oxygen, there must be exhaust openings for that too. You're not going to believe this, but they shot down the F-16s we were using as a diversion with a Hind D. Then we got a message from Liquid. He said if we try something like that again, he'll launch the nuke. Snake, hurry up and get in there. That Hind will be coming back soon.
Okay. Also, Peter Lurie apparently did all 3 of Vulcan Raven. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I remember Hader in particular took credit for making strides to get all of the same voice actors back. Obviously, they didn't do that for Greg Eagles. Well, you know, it is what it is. However, his performance, Vulcan Ravens, who I'm speaking of in particular, is incredibly different in this game. And in a way, it's slightly better, but it's not... Something about it. We'll
This is
see.
McDonald Miller. It's been a long time.
Master, what are you doing here?
I quit being a boot camp instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement, just like you. Once in a while, I still help train the Alaskan Scouts.
Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh?
Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use.
There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you.
Well, I know lots about survival in a harsh environment. I've lived in Alaska longer than you. So call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80.
The flora or fauna. Okay, these all save, right? Yeah. Nastasha's saved too. It didn't used to be like that. You had to dial it manually, so we can be grateful for that at the very least.
I moved the DARPA chief to the cell in the first floor basement.
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
Oh, they just opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats.
First floor basement ventilation shaft.
Shut those covers as soon as they're done spraying. Also, keep your eye on that woman in the cell. Don't get careless now.
Woman in the cell?
Did something happen?
There's an intruder.
Really?
He's already done
What the hell was that?
people.
He's killed 3 people?
Yeah, and they say he's using stealth, too.
Stealth? There's an intruder besides me?
Anyway, I want you to increase the security detail on the chief.
Okay. Hey, are the rats in here? Let's see what we can see. Oh, there's nothing in here. Look at that. They had to bring in the orange. Of course, we won't be using the orange boxes, so it wouldn't necessarily make sense for the whole quick travel method.
Press the action button to drop down.
You got it, Campbell.
Use the elevator to change floors. There should be a cargo elevator that you can take down somewhere around there. Try to find it.
And breaking the fourth wall. You mean when the guy spots something? Nothing? Oh, because he's looking at the camera? Maybe. Could be it. Oh, okay. We are on the noise-making floor. If we come up here, we should just be able to negate that. I don't think he's going to come check if we go back down there. though I could be entirely wrong about that. Okay. One nice thing about the Soliton radar too is that you get to see the points where you are invisible to the camera. That wasn't the case in the original. So, I mean, you get a feel for it after you do it a bunch, but yeah, it's not the most apparent thing. So they did make it so when it came to doing the details for this one. Let's get a little codec call in here, yeah?
Snake, that floor is designed so that your footsteps echo. Listen, Snake. There's a way to walk so that your footsteps won't be heard. I call it stalking. Here's how you do it. First, put your weight on the opposite foot that you're going to step with. Then, take a step so that your heel makes contact with the ground first. Then, as you slowly lower the tip of your foot to the floor, gradually shift your weight onto that foot. You need to use your knees to maintain a fine balance. In practical terms, you should be moving the control stick very gently.
Okay, got it.
You can also try crawling as well. If you move by crawling or by gently pushing the control stick, you won't make any noise.
I do miss the joke that there was no pressure sensitivity when it came to the original DualShock or the original controller. I guess when it came out, the DualShock wasn't the standard by then, so it's like, you know, the I can't do it works a little better for me, but anyway, here's another thing we can do, because getting past that camera around that corner is such a pain in the ass in this particular version of the game. We're gonna see if we can take out these guys from a distance. Of course, there is a lot going on here. Let's see if I can get them all these. Okay. And another feature from Metal Gear Solid 2, we can hop over the rails now. So that is kind of nice, though it does make some of these parts a little bit more trivial. In any case, I'd rather not have to deal with that camera if I don't have to. For some reason, I think like the movement of it is quicker. The one up there is what I'm referring to. So if you try to skip past it, it doesn't really work.
Look at the radar. It's picking up the DARPA chief. He's the green dot. Hurry and rescue him.
Why are you yelling at me? Why do you sound so bitchy? Let's see if we get some notes on this trank gun.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island was built at the beginning of this century. It was made only to temporarily store the nuclear warheads.
Why?
Okay,
If
I
they
guess
wanted
not.
to dispose of them, why wouldn't they just dismantle them right away?
They cannot do that. You see, when you dismantle a warhead, you still have nuclear materials that must be stored. At this point, all of the nuclear material storage facilities are way past capacity. But they could not stop dismantling weapons while at the same time pushing Start 2.
So you're telling me that this base was built so they could temporarily avoid being in conflict with Start 2?
Most people think that we live in a safer world now. But with all the dismantled nuclear weapons and waste around, the threat of nuclear terrorism has increased tremendously.
Ironic, isn't it?
A little bit. I don't know. Nastasha's voice sounds okay, I guess. Like I said before, it loses that flavor.
After the Start 2 Accord was signed,
Damn it, I didn't
on
actually want
January
to...
3rd,
See, this is the problem
1993,
with pressing two
Russia
buttons at
and the
once to
US
activate the
reduced
codec,
their
or
strategic
deactivate it.
nuclear warheads to between 3,000 and 3,500 warheads each. They completely dismantled all of the ICBMs which contained MIRVs. As a result of that, There are over 15,000 dismantled nuclear warheads waiting to be disposed of.
So she's kind of got like a slight accent, but it's not quite there. So it's a little slightly awkward, just a little strange. But as I was going to say, it didn't exactly work 100% of the time in the original game. I think I pointed it out a couple times, but she tends to lose the Russian accent fairly easily. So, especially when she's talking more emotionally or going for longer bouts. And we have an extra long vent to crawl through. I don't remember if there's anything at the end of this. But let's find out, I guess. Trying to be thorough, right? I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's the torture room. But, okay. I guess we could get a little sneak peek at it before it actually comes into play in the game. I don't know. But then it's just like a office desk and a chair. And a little box in the corner. Doesn't exactly tell me much. But thanks, I appreciate the efforts to expand the game. Yes?
Snake, if you want to go up or down a ladder, just press the action button by the ladder. Approach the ladder and
Seems
press
like if I
the
want to do
action
anything, I
button
have to
climb
press
it.
the action button. I think it's just safe to assume that. So we're going to do all the tricks. We're going to take a look at Meryl here. We're going to take a look at old Johnny.
Kinda damn cold. I hate Alaska.
I think this might have been a special request from Kojima himself.
Boy, oh boy. That woman is built all right.
They made him sound especially goofy. So originally, if you remember, he's just kind of sitting on the can there, contemplating things, but he's not actually doing anything. But now, with these new features, we can have him pissing. What a world we live in. Yeah, did he flush? Why is it so yellow?
A woman. Not him.
Clearly. That is very visible. Alright, hold on. Okay, so we can look down on her. She does her various exercises. I believe the grating is a little bit tighter. Can't exactly see as much. The good thing about this is that if we want to see her in different poses, doing different exercises, all we really need to do is just back up and then come back up, and she's doing something else. So no more need to go down all the way outside the vent and crawl back in, unless you want to do something else. Oh, she didn't change that time. I don't remember how many exercises she did. Obviously, she wasn't doing the downward dog yoga maneuver. Okay, she's doing the splits. Boy, they really upped the ante. I can't. What are you doing? Is that this? Oh, yeah, no, it's the same. Hi. Clearly from the cutscene, if she was actually looking up here, she'd basically be able to see, you know, Snake's big head staring down back at her. Okay, and she's back on the bed doing the stretches. I think that might be all of them. Of course, that's not it, though, because it wouldn't be complete if she didn't actually take her pants off. However, in order to do that, that's the one we actually have to go outside the vent for and go back in. So let's do that now. Nice. So far, yeah. Not a terrible remake from the onset. They incorporate just about everything. They got a couple handy gameplay expansions. Not too bad, not too bad. Alright, so there we go. Pants have been removed. Didn't she wear white in the original? Now I don't remember. I feel like she did, especially thinking back to the cutscene of her in the bathroom. But I guess black is fine too. You don't have that very apparent like cheek texture, though. Actually, thinking about it, the models don't really have much complexion at all. It's like they've got the self-shading via the lighting, but there's not much more to it other than that. I guess kind of in the GameCube, PS2, Xbox era, that's sort of how it was. And again, there's not really anything I could do about this. The visibility was much better in the original game. They've made the grate far too tight. But I guess when you have a higher quality model, you risk, I don't know. You risk more unleashing of the loins. There we go. Alright, well. That's all you need, really. Alright, let's move on.
Who's that?
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
Baka hentai. Maybe, but they put it in the game, so it's really their fault.
What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent in here to save your worthless butt.
Really? It's true. You don't look like one of them. In that case, hurry up and get me out of here.
Slow down. Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
Is it possible?
It's possible. They could launch a nuke.
How
Wow.
do they plan to launch? I thought this place was just for the keeping of dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
That's the official story. Got it. We were conducting exercises with a new type of experimental weapon. A truly historical weapon.
What?
A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear? It can't be.
Oh, it can.
Metal Gear is one of the most secret black projects. How did you know that?
We've had a couple of run-ins in the past. So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
Why else would I come to a godforsaken place like this?
I had heard that the Metal Gear project was scrapped.
On the contrary, it's grown into a huge joint project between Arms Tech and ourselves. We were going to use this exercise as raw data, and then proceed to mass production. If it hadn't been for the revolution.
Revolution?
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Rex?
Metal Gear Rex, the code name for the new Metal Gear prototype. They're probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced in handling and equipping nuclear weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
What? But he was standing there in the original.
But I thought that all nuclear warheads were equipped with safety measures.
Are we not there
Some
yet?
kind of detonation code that you have to input.
Oh, you mean PAL. Yes, of course. There is a PAL. It's set up so that you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
There are 2 passwords?
Yes. Baker knows one, and I know one.
Baker, the president of Arms Tech?
That's right. Each of us needs to input our password, or there can be no launch. But... they found out my password.
You talked?
Psycho Mantis can read people's minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis?
One of the members of Foxhound. He has psychic powers.
This is bad.
It's just a matter of time before they get Baker's too.
If they find out Baker's password...
Yes. They'll be able to launch a nuke anytime. But there is a way to stop the launch.
What?
The card keys.
Card keys?
They were designed by Arms Tech, the system developers, as an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
And if I do that...
Yes, you can stop the launch.
That card key.
So where are the card keys?
Baker should have them. Listen, you need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys. Do you know where they might be keeping Baker?
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
2nd floor basement?
I heard the guards say they moved him into an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
Any other clues?
Yes. They cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them. Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color? Here, take this. It's my ID card. It'll open any level 1 security door. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electrical field.
Personal area network, huh?
It transmits data using the salts in your body as a transmission medium. As you approach the door's security devices, they'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So, does the White House plan to give in to the terrorists' demands?
That's their problem. It has nothing to do with my orders.
But what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon? What is it?
Huh? What's that? Hey, what happened?
Dead.
All right, time to consult with the team.
Naomi, the chief, what happened?
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but...
A heart attack? No!
Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
Absolutely not, Snake. You've got to understand. This counter-terrorist op is security level red. You'll need the highest security clearance to learn the real story.
You want me to believe that you're in charge of this op, but you don't have complete access to the file?
I told you. The Secretary of Defense is in operational control. I'm just here as your support. Snake, we don't have time to debate. Get out of there and find President Baker.
Oh, I missed that too. Ralph, save us before it's too late, yeah. We got a bit to go before that happens. Unfortunately, for some reason, the game doesn't allow you to just jump on the roof, like Snake was able to do in the cutscene there. I could do it like it was in the original. I could just sidle up to the wall here, but, yeah. I really think they should have given me that ability. Also, just on a side note, it really kind of bugs me that Snake has the bandana, you know, with the tied-off ends already. I know it's an iconic look and everything, but it sort of defeats the purpose of the bandana that they find at the end of the game, should you happen to save Marinals, so...
Don't move! So you killed the chief, you bastard! Liquid? No, you're not. Don't move!
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking.
Oh, dang.
Can you shoot me, rookie?
None of us saw that coming.
I'm no rookie.
Liar. Your eyes wander. There's no confidence in them. The eyes of a rookie. You've never shot a person, have you?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie.
You're not one of them, are you?
Open that door. You got a card, don't you?
Why?
So we can get the hell out of
Looks
here.
like we'll be a little delayed. What are you doing? Don't think! Shoot!
Hold on a second, I need to think.
Snake, look at your sea rations. They're frozen. You can't use frozen sea rats.
Oh, they are?
Until they defrost, you won't be able to replace.
Why are they frozen here?
Be very careful.
They'll defrost in a warm place. Probably just your bare skin would be fine.
Master, come on. Really, Anastasia not answering the codec? That's unusual. Anyway, where are the rations at? There they are. Takes a hell of a lot to kill him.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
I'm telling you, shoot!
Good job. I think I'm just gonna let her handle it. She seemed to have a grip on this thing. Oh, there we go.
Take this!
Oh, another thing too, you start off with a full 5 ration allotment and I think max health. I don't know if it increases if you do, you know, the boss battles, but I don't think so. So it just kind of starts you off ready to go.
Thanks for the help.
Yeah, sure thing.
Who are you? You fool! You've killed him! I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
Boss, I have a good idea.
Gee, Meryl, what do you call that technique? she doesn't do the little fist drop thing. Well, that's not very subtle at all. But then I remember what game we're playing.
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from Psycho Mantis, Foxhound's psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So, that was Mantis.
Very interesting. He pretty much revealed himself and everything. Anyway, anybody else have any comments on that?
They were conducting exercises with this new Metal Gear prototype? Is that what the DARPA chief said?
Yeah.
What the hell?
So you know about Metal Gear?
Just rumors. I heard it was some kind of walking tank that can deliver an accurate nuclear strike from any terrain. Mountains, deserts, swamps, wherever. But you are the real expert on Metal Gear, aren't you, Snake?
Yeah, I guess
Only took out 2 of them.
But what about the PAL system that the DARPA chief mentioned?
It is a device attached to a nuclear weapons system to prevent the missile from being armed or launched. Usually, a secret detonation code or combination is necessary to launch the missile.
According to the chief, there are 2 codes, and the terrorists already know one of them.
The other code. If the terrorists find out that one too...
Yeah, I've got to hurry and rescue President Baker.
Very good.
Snake, you've got to think. Your mind is your most dangerous weapon. If things are getting too complicated, try to simplify your thoughts. You can also try calling Campbell for advice.
Thanks, Master. Insightful as always.
Snake, Psycho Mantis has the power to read people's minds. He got the DARPA chief's detonation code. Hurry up or he'll get Baker's code too.
That's right. If the terrorists get Baker's code, they'll be able to launch that nuke anytime they want.
Yeah, they'll use Metal Gear to do it. Colonel, did you know they were conducting a military exercise here using Metal Gear?
I didn't know.
Really?
Snake, you've got to understand. I'm just the middleman in this operation. Anyway, hurry up and get to the 2nd floor basement. You've got to save the Arms Tech president before the terrorists find out his code.
I have no idea what you're talking about. How preposterous.
What can I do for you, Snake?
Shut up. We haven't saved in a while. I'm going to preserve that save file just in memoriam of when I gave up. Well, we know that at about the 3-hour range is when I called it quits.
Snake, remember what de Gaulle said. The graveyards are full of indispensable men. Snake, you're all alone and surrounded by bad guys. Try to be careful and avoid getting into a fight whenever you can.
You're right. Wow, you know all sorts of great quotes, don't you?
Well, both
wow.
my parents are from Guangdong,
You know
China,
all sorts of great
but I was
quotes,
born and
don't
raised in
you?
America. I've always liked reading literature from both sides. Kinda keeps me in touch. I'll share some more quotes with you if you like.
I'm looking forward to it. But to tell you the truth, I'd like to learn more about you.
Well, I'll think about it.
Yeah. Let's see how that goes. We can get a good look at Johnny now. Look, they even blur out the reflection. Good on them. I don't know how I feel about them using the original portraits from the first Metal Gear. I feel like they should have done the exact same thing that they did in Metal Gear Solid 2, which was just take models. And I get it. They would have had to make new models. They would have had to make a model for Campbell, Nastasia, Master Miller, you know, Otacon, everybody. Are there magazines in this game? I don't think I even ever used any of those. That's interesting, though. However, yeah, it's sort of like, you know, this is supposed to be mostly a full remake. If they were really trying to stick it to the standards that Metal Gear Solid 2 brought up. They really should have just made the additional models, separated it from the first game altogether. Because, as we've seen, they do like to take their liberties. And it's only going to happen more. The other good thing about this is that we don't have to actually select the card in order to get the doors to open. Also similar to Metal Gear Solid 2, you just have it in your inventory and then you can walk up to any door and there you go. Okay, so getting the suppressor just turns this game into cheese mode.
Good. You found the SOCOM. That's a Special Operations Command pistol. It's a .45 caliber pistol with plenty of stopping power. It's also equipped with a LAM for nighttime combat. If you find a SOCOM suppressor, you can equip that too. That pistol was designed specifically for use by Special Forces, so I think it will be useful. Some people find it a little heavy and hard to use, but it shouldn't be a problem for you.
No, it should not. So with the first-person view aiming, the SOCOM, and the suppressor, we can just start taking out cameras and other assortments of things with absolutely zero repercussions. This, in my opinion, is a big-time flaw with the game. Yes, it does make it easier. However, that's not how the original game was designed. The original game was designed so you could circumvent, avoid, and in some cases, take out the cameras or hide yourself from them, but it wasn't designed for you to go through and be able to take out every single camera just with the handgun here. It makes things pretty goddamn trivial in my opinion. I don't remember if this is a level 1 door or not. Is it 2? It's 2, okay. Oh yes, and we also have grip strength level. I don't really think it comes into play. I might do this off stream, but I've got no desire to actually do that on stream. Believe it or not, suppressors actually don't make bullets slower. Yeah, I could see that. I never really gave that any thought, but I guess I never thought they did make it slower, though. Anyway, the suppressor is a great boon, so we'll go ahead and use it. But yeah, it would have been, I mean, if there was some other sort of failsafe that came to disabling the camera system, like, you know, there comes, like an operative come to check on it if the cameras go down, or, you know, the patrolling guards, take a look at it at some point, then it probably would have been able to fit in more naturally, but as soon as you take a camera out, I don't think it comes back into play. Nobody actually repairs it. It's just once it's out, it's out. So you don't have to worry about it again. I will keep my eye on the Soliton radar in case that isn't the case, but I'm pretty sure that's what I remember it being. A lot of games give negative impacts to guns with suppressors. Okay. So now that we have the C4, we should be able to bomb open a lot of the walls here. It's the exact same thing that was in the original game. Not too much different. I don't think there's any additional walls. I guess I'll check, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. We did get the thermal goggles too. Thermal goggles are very harsh in this one. Don't think Deller's back yet, but I will give him this. He's a big fan of the thermal goggles, which is sort of like more infrared vision. I call it Virtual Boy vision because everything's just red. But he's a big fan of that. In fact, he spends most of the game playing with the thermal goggles on, from what I've seen. Not really my gameplay style, but, you know, to each their own. But I will say that the thermal goggles that he is not a fan of in this version, they are really harsh, so it's not something you necessarily want to keep on at all times. However, they still suit the same purpose in that you can identify traps such as the cloaked claymore mines and the trapdoors, stuff like that. Okay. I'm just doing a quick scan here to see if there are actually any additional walls that I could bomb open, but I'm pretty sure there aren't. I'll put that away too, just in case. I don't think they really throw any curveballs at you either. There shouldn't be any additional traps or anything like that when going through here. There's this little hiding area here. I guess this is handy in some instances. I remember when I first played this game, I got into an alert mode and ended up hiding there to decent effect. Can I hide underneath this? No, there's something else you could do. Additional hiding spots, lockers, all that kind of thing. Just traits brought over from Metal Gear Solid 2 and inputted into this game. Again, trivializes the point of all the cameras and turrets. If you're unfamiliar with the game, then it possibly could be a little challenging, but I could just go through here and I could just take out every single goddamn thing. Won't make a lick of difference. Wasn't there supposed to be C4 there? I guess they could be extra. There was C4 in the original game. I do remember if you bomb all the walls out here, then they do, you do run out and you have to go get some more, which is just up that hallway normally, but I guess not now.
President Baker should be somewhere there. Hurry up and find him. Also, you can't use your radar around there. Mei Ling says it's because of electronic jamming. If you want to know more, ask her.
Maybe I do want to know more.
Snake, you can't use your radar in that area. There's some kind of electronic jamming coming from there. I wonder what it is. Anyway, be careful.
I don't know, don't want to hypothesize or anything like that.
Snake.
Oh, wait. Did it start me off on don't save? That's unusual.
Snake, you can't use your...
It did. Interesting. Oh, hey, the internal battery on the Wii is still active. It actually says 2020. Actually, when I set this thing up, I might have set the clock. And I really haven't unplugged it since then, which was sometime last year. Oh, I guess I already put one there. Okay, let's see. There we go.
Am I too late? He's alive. You're the Arms Tech president, Kenneth Baker, right? Don't worry. I'm here to save you.
It is related to Peter.
Don't touch it.
C4.
He's very shocked by that. Also, you didn't think that all the wire was suspicious? That's it, Snake. Just backflip your way out of that.
Right. Touch that wire and the C4 will blow up along with the old man. So you're the one that the boss keeps talking about.
So I will say the redone cutscene for Ocelot here does actually fit more with his personification in Snake Eater.
Revolver. Ocelot. I've been waiting for you, Solid Snake. Now we'll see if the man can live up to the legend.
In fact, it might have been last minute, but it could have even been the influencer behind Ocelot's heavy gunplay.
This is the greatest handgun ever made. The Colt Single Action Army. 6 bullets. More than enough to kill anything that moves. Now I'll show you why they call me Revolver. Draw!
It's a little thing here. Before we get into it, we got to do the codec calls. But we'll talk about this battle in a sec.
If you've got a question about Foxhound, ask Dr. Naomi.
Revolver Ocelot is a former member of Spetsnaz. After the fall of the Soviet Union, he apparently served in the Russian tax police's elite SWAT team. After that, he joined the SVR, the Russian Foreign Intelligence Agency, which was formerly a part of the KGB.
Gee, Naomi, you sound so bored.
Sources, he was dissatisfied with the rigid system of the KGB and wanted to get out. That's when he was recruited by Foxhound. He's a gun fanatic, totally obsessed with cowboy movies and spaghetti westerns. And he has a well-known taste for torture. When he was with Spetsnaz, he served as a special torture advisor in the concentration camps.
Yeah, he had plenty of practice. The Lubyanka prison is located right there inside KGB headquarters. In a gunfight, reloading is usually the most dangerous time, but he loves it. Use that to your advantage. You'll have to take him out when he's reloading. Can you see where his number of remaining bullets is displayed on the screen? Wait for the right moment, and then take him out.
Also, we might notice the music in this section. We haven't really heard the music a lot, just because I haven't really been getting into encounters or battles all that much, but it doesn't match up with the encounter music from the original game. Whatever the hell they were doing in this one, I think they were trying to go for the Harry Gregson William / Tappy compilation soundtrack from Metal Gear Solid 2. Lots of, synthesized beats, sort of got this techno ambiance to it, but it's nowhere near as memorable or as impactful as the original soundtrack. In my opinion, they probably should have either tried to incorporate, the melodies or the chorus of the song into the new soundtrack, or just basically just redo them with modern technology. But no, we got this low-key crap that doesn't really add anything to the battle. So that's how that is.
He's using a single-action army? The first model of that gun was made in 1873, over 130 years ago. Today, they're still being made in small numbers, but that's just for collectors and such. Nobody uses them in combat anymore. Biggest drawback to revolver-style handguns is the reload time. That's your chance.
Yeah, I'm hard-pressed to disagree with you there.
The muzzle velocity of a bullet fired from a revolver is slower than one fired from an automatic. That's bad for you.
Speaking
The
of
slower
stinking
a gun's
chat,
muzzle
also.
velocity, the more damage it does. That's because the bullet will tend to lodge in the body instead of going right through. Those kind of wounds take a long time to heal. Sometimes they never do. I think that's part of the reason he likes that gun. He's a real sick puppy, that Ocelot. The biggest drawback to a revolver is the reload time. That's your chance.
Everybody keeps telling me that. But then again,
I love to reload during a battle. All right, I'm alive again. Let's... I love to...
and that's why it's not a good idea to supplant mechanics from another game onto a game that wasn't designed for it.
You're pretty good. Just what I'd expect from the man with the same code as the boss. It's been a long time since I had such a good fight, but I'm just getting warmed up.
Yep, that's all you need to do. You just stand there and shoot at them. Don't need to wait for reload times, nothing. I didn't even use a ration. I was getting close, but I didn't use it.
What? My hand!
What was that line?
What?
Did he just quack, basically?
Stealth camouflage. Can't you even die right? You were lucky. We'll meet again. Who are you? And like you, I have no name. That exoskeleton.
Do we need Ralph yet? He's wearing a helmet. I think he has you there, Snake.
Who the hell?
He could have kept on with the blade, yeah. Exactly.
Can you talk? Who are you? I'm not one of them.
So, Gray Fox, the cyborg ninja, is done by Rob Paulson in this game, who you might know as Pinky from Pinky and the Brain or Yakko from Animaniacs. I guess they were kind of hand in hand in some instances.
Oh, I get it. Jim sent you. You're from the Pentagon.
But despite that, he's actually a very accomplished voice actor, and he sounds okay.
Code? There's no time.
I talked.
What? Now the terrorists have both codes and can launch any time.
It's not like I didn't fight. I managed to resist Psycho Mantis's mind probe.
He couldn't read you? How'd you do it?
Surgical implants in my brain.
Surgical implants?
Kinda like psychic insulation. Everyone who knows these top secret codes has it.
Even the DARPA chief?
Of course.
But the DARPA chief said Mantis got his code by reading his mind.
Also, it's over now.
Are you sure you heard him right?
Yeah. Anyway, how did they get your code?
I never had any training on how to resist torture.
It looks like he had some fun with you, all right.
He's not human. I tell you, he loved every second of it.
What happened to your arm?
He broke it.
Looks like you're more than even now. His was sliced off.
You're a funny guy. So, the DARPA chief, is he okay?
Dead.
What? It can't be. No, that's not what you promised, Jim. Now you want to shut me up.
Calm down. What's wrong with you? I just told you I was here to save you. I didn't kill the DARPA chief. He had a heart attack or something.
A heart attack? Oh, don't be a fool.
Anyway, the terrorists have both codes now.
Oh, those boys are totally insane. They wouldn't hesitate to launch.
I agree. But what do they really want?
Who knows? Maybe they're like us in the arms industry. Always looking forward to the next good war.
Well, I'm not gonna let these maniacs start a war today.
It was Big Boss's
You still
dream.
have the card keys.
Card keys?
To override the detonation code. I heard you had them.
No, not anymore.
What? Who does then? Not the terrorists.
No, that woman.
Woman? Who?
A soldier that was thrown in prison along with me.
Prison? That female soldier.
She said that she had just joined up as a new recruit. They threw her in prison because she refused to take part in the rebellion.
A new recruit? Could that be the Colonel's niece?
I gave her the key. Looks like she managed to break out of here, though. I hope she's okay.
I'm sure she is. She's green, but as tough as they come. But how did you know she escaped?
I was in contact with her by codec. Until I was tied up here, that is.
Codec?
Yes. She stole it from the guard. If she still has it, you should be able to contact her.
I'm sure she has it. What frequency was she at?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, it's... Huh? Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Damn!
What are you doing?
Oh,
What are you doing, Snake? What was
It
that?
should be on the back of the package. Try to contact her.
I'll contact
having a
you
fucking
right
brain
away.
aneurysm.
If this doesn't work,
It
is
gave
there
me
some
similar
other way to
results.
prevent the missile launch?
You need to find Hal Emmerich, one of my employees.
Who's that?
The team leader of the Metal Gear Rex project. A genius at engineering, but a little bit of an oddball. If there's anyone who can figure out how to stop Metal Gear from launching, it's him.
What if he can't come up with anything?
Well, you'll have to destroy it. Emmerich knows how to destroy Metal Gear.
Where is this Emmerich?
Well, he's probably being held somewhere in the nuclear warhead storage building. It's north from here. That's where he worked.
I understand, but why Metal Gear? The nuclear age ended with the turn of the millennium.
Oh, you're wrong. The nuclear threat hasn't disappeared. The threat is more real than ever before.
I was going to comment, I never really understood why it was such a dramatic moment when they focus on him forgetting the frequency, but holy shit, I didn't expect that to happen. I guess the director was trying to express the player's frustration through Snake? I don't understand. That was weird.
Because there's still no real way to use it or dispose of it.
So they just close the lid and try to pretend like it'll go away?
Essentially, yes. And they're not even doing a good job of storing it. Many of the drums are corroded, with nuclear waste seeping out of them.
Unbelievable.
Not only that, several pounds of MUF are reported every year.
MUF?
It stands for material unaccounted for. It proves that there's a large and well-organized black market in nuclear materials. Furthermore, since the end of the Cold War,
it was like in a phone book
Russian
bag.
nuclear engineers in particular are out of work with nowhere to turn. In other words, there's plenty of available nuclear material and scientists for making a bomb. We live in an age where any small country can have a nuclear weapons program.
What about the other superpowers?
The Russians and Chinese still pursue a policy of deterrence. Do you see? Complete nuclear disarmament is an impossibility. To maintain our own policy of deterrence, we need a weapon of overwhelming power.
You mean Metal Gear?
Yes. You know our industry suffered quite a blow as a result of the cuts in military budgets due to this so-called peace.
I remember hearing a lot about mergers and takeovers among the big weapons makers.
Yes. And after my company lost their bid to produce the U.S. Air Force's next line of fighter jet, the Metal Gear system was our last ace in the hole. That's why we pushed to have Metal Gear developed as a black project.
Black project?
Secret projects paid for by the Pentagon's black budget. You can avoid a lot of red tape and get a great lead time on your weapons production. And no one can bother you. Not even that bunch on the Military Oversight Committee.
Bribes.
Just call it the military-industrial complex. Anyway, Metal Gear was going to be formally adopted after the results of this exercise were analyzed.
I don't give a crap about you or your company.
Yes, that's about what I'd expect from a grunt like you. Here. This is what you came for, right?
What's that?
No.
An optical disc. It's all here. The main hard drive was destroyed by gunfire. This is the only remaining copy of the data.
What kind of data?
All the data collected from this exercise. Don't play dumb. I know you were sent to get this. I hid it from that sadistic maniac while he was torturing me. They don't know this disc exists. Make sure that you report this to Jim, to your boss.
Who's Jim?
I'll give you my card, too. It'll open up all security level 2 doors.
Can you walk?
No. You go on without me. They got my password. They don't want anything else from me.
I have one more question. Who or what was that ninja thing? It looked like you knew something.
That ninja? That was Foxhound's dark little secret.
Dark little secret?
An experimental genome soldier.
You know him?
You should ask Dr. Naomi Hunter from Foxhound. She knows better than I.
Naomi?
You've got to stop them. If it goes public, my company and I are finished.
What? Doesn't Metal Gear use currently existing technology?
Metal Gear itself does, but... What did you do to me? No! No! It can't be! Those Pentagon bastards! So they actually went and did it!
What are you talking about?
They're just using you for...
What's that? Deployment of a new viral weapon.
What the hell?
Yeah, I guess it's not important. When his knees started jerking there, I thought he was going to start, like, contorting. Bad case of bonitis.
Colonel, are you listening? Now he's dead, too.
I have no idea.
Don't lie to me.
It looked like another heart attack, but...
Some kind of poison?
Well, there are lots of drugs that can cause a heart attack in large doses. For example, potassium chloride or digoxin. But we won't be able to tell without doing an autopsy.
Damn.
Snake, I want you and Meryl to work together.
Can I trust her?
More than you can trust me. Get in contact with her.
Snake, there's a lot of electrical interference coming from there. It should be okay
As you've
to use
stated.
Earth's transmission like us, but normal transmission is probably impossible. Try moving away from that area.
Snake, get a hold of yourself.
Naomi, what the hell was that ninja thing? A member of Foxhound?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. We have no one like that in our unit.
Is that right?
Snake, I'm counting on you.
All right. Deciding factor on when the codec call ends. But I'm not done yet.
The DARPA chief and President Baker. So now the terrorists know both detonation codes.
Yeah, and on top of that, they both died right in front of my eyes.
Snake, now that the terrorists have both detonation
Also, did they make
codes,
reference
the only
to
way to stop
getting
it from
Meryl's
being
frequency?
Is to either use the detonation code release keys that Meryl's holding, or
find the Metal Gear chief engineer that President Baker mentioned, Hal Emmerich.
in any
Yes.
case, you should contact Meryl by codec. Wasn't her frequency written on the back of the package?
Ah. Well, that makes even less sense. The package. Who the hell calls the game case a package? Yeah, or back of the box, back of the case, back of the disc holders. I don't know, but the package? I've never called like a DVD style case a package. He said in the cutscene after he didn't remember. Oh, okay. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I was too awestruck by the weird seizure that Snake had.
It is just like Baker said. We are facing increasing danger from stored nuclear materials. You see, there are 3 elements necessary in the manufacture of nuclear weapons: nuclear materials, nuclear engineers, and manufacturing technology. All 3 of them can easily be acquired by either legal or illegal means, if you have enough money, that is.
Good to know. Gotta get some money.
First the DARPA chief, and then President Baker die of a heart attack?
Yeah.
I know, right?
Smells pretty rotten to me. Master, do you know anything?
No. But there's definitely something going on. Keep your eyes open out there.
Yeah, I bet you'd like to know all about it, wouldn't you? Alright, let's make a save and then we'll leave this room.
Use your radar in that air.
I know you've expressed that several times. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call her
Be careful, Snake.
another time, just to see if she gives me a quote. Also, one thing that I do like that they incorporated here was they made this door a level 2 security door, as opposed to making it a level 5 for whatever reason. I don't understand the reasoning behind making it a level 5 door in the original game, but making it level 2 is nicer since we don't actually have to go back through the hallway again. So, I don't know. I guess props to the team on that one. I'm going to walk in here real quick before we actually make any calls, so I don't get any unsuspecting people dropping in. Okay, so, you know what? No, wait, what? I guess the stick doesn't work too well. I've always been curious, but I've never actually done it. Can we call other people? No, okay. It doesn't register their codec or anything. Anyway, Meryl's frequency shouldn't change. It's 140.15.
Who are you?
I was really impressed with the way you busted yourself out of there.
The one from the prison?
You're the Colonel's niece. Meryl, right?
No, it's not him. Just exactly who are you?
I'm the fool that your uncle sent to this hellhole.
You came alone? Trying to be some kind of hero?
I don't need lectures. You're just like your uncle, you know?
How do you know my uncle?
We go way back.
What's your name?
My name's not important.
Aha. Could you be Snake? Are you Solid Snake?
That's what some people called me.
The legendary Solid Snake? You? Sorry about before. I wasn't sure if you were one of the good guys.
But I knew you were.
How?
It's your eyes.
My eyes?
They're not soldiers' eyes.
They're rookies' eyes, right?
No. They're beautiful and compassionate eyes.
Just what I'd expect from the legendary Solid Snake. You trying to sweep me off my feet?
Don't worry. You'll land back on them once you meet me. The reality is no match for the legend, I'm afraid.
I don't believe that.
Why did you look so surprised when you saw my face?
Because you look just like him.
You mean the terrorist leader, Liquid Snake?
Yeah. You know him? You're not brothers, are you?
I have no family.
So what's the deal then?
I don't know. Maybe I'll ask him personally. But first, I want some information. You were involved in this exercise from the beginning. What exactly happened here?
I just joined the training that same day.
That's okay. But what is this place? I don't think it's just a nuclear weapon disposal facility.
Boy, oh boy, it's just like them. Nobody's told you anything, did they? Okay. You see, this place isn't really for disposing nuclear weapons. This base is owned and operated by a dummy corporation of arms tech.
This is a civilian base?
Right. For the development of Metal Gear.
Colonel.
Foxhound and the Next Generation Special Forces were called here for the test launching of a dummy nuclear warhead.
Why Foxhound?
Because they're a special ops group used to handling top-secret missions. They figured they could help keep it all hush-hush.
But they must have been test-firing dummy warheads for a while. Why just this time?
I heard it was because this was to be a final test before the formal adoption of the Metal Gear program. That's what I heard anyway.
Sounds kind of fishy. So what do you think the terrorists want?
Sorry, I'm not sure. I was captured with President Baker right after the revolt started.
Oh yeah. That's when he gave you the detonation code override keys, right?
That's right.
Amazing you were able to keep them hidden from the guards.
Well, women have more hiding places than men. Anyway, you met Baker, huh? How's he holding up?
I don't know.
He's dead.
What?
Snake got those smokes
Heart
out.
attack. Same as the DARPA chief.
The chief died from a heart attack too?
Yeah. Was either of them sick or anything?
No. Not that I heard of.
Well, I don't believe in coincidences. Something funny's going on.
Huh. Sounds like it. But I have no idea what.
Me neither. Yet. Do you know the person who designed Metal Gear?
You mean Dr. Emmerich? He should be in the research lab in the second floor basement of the nuclear warhead storage building to the north.
Second floor basement.
Yeah, that's where his lab is. I think they're forcing him to work on the nuclear launching program.
So they'll need him alive until that's done anyway.
Then we'd better do something before he finishes.
You're right. In case we can't override the detonation code in time, I need to ask him how to destroy Metal Gear.
You plan to take that thing on by yourself, Snake?
It won't be the first time. How do we get to the nuclear warhead storage where the doctor's being held?
There's a cargo door on the first floor of this building that leads to the north.
What's the security level of the door there?
5. But it's okay. I've got a level 5 card.
Well, I've got to go save the doctor. You should go to the...
I'm going with you.
No way. You're still too green. I want you to hide somewhere.
I'm not green.
Oh, yes, you are. You pause for just 1 second in front of your enemy, and it's all over. Good luck doesn't last forever.
I don't know what happened. I just couldn't pull the trigger right away. I never had any problems in training. It was frightening to think that with a pull of a trigger I could take someone's life.
It's not like shooting targets in training.
I always dreamed of being a soldier.
Oh.
Every
A little
day
sad
of
that
my
best is
life,
yet to come is
I
not
trained
playing.
my mind and body for the one day when I could finally see some real action, and now...
So what now? You want to quit?
I can't quit. I can't allow myself to quit now.
Listen, you're not normal if you don't feel something the first time you kill. Killing without guilt produces more carnage. In a war, all of mankind's worst emotions, worst traits emerge. It's easy to forget what a sin is in the middle of a battlefield.
But this isn't a war. It's a terrorist action.
You're just a little jumpy from the combat high. The adrenaline in your bloodstream is starting to thin out. Just take it easy.
But I learned all about combat high at the academy.
We'll talk about it later. For now, just think about keeping yourself alive.
If I get out of here alive, I'll think about that other stuff.
Okay. Let me try to say this another way. Stay the hell out of my way.
You're
Oh, God.
a real bastard. Just like my uncle said.
David Hayter's really hamming it up in this performance.
The real me is no match for the legend.
Looks like you were right. Okay, Snake. I'll be a good girl.
We'll link up after I grab the doctor. Hang on to the key until then.
Got ya. But listen, I know this area better than you. Call me if you have any questions.
Be careful, okay?
After I open up the cargo door, I'll contact you.
Yeah, right. Is it just me, or is the conversations like longer in this one? Good lord. I think the dialogue is just slower. That might be it. Move, bitch! Get out the way! Basically. Yeah, I don't know. Hater seems okay most of the time, but every once in a while he delivers a line that's just like pure god-awful cheese. Like that complete gritting of the teeth while he was delivering that one, though. Stay the hell out of my way. Also, so who was Liquid's mom since he's blonde and Big Boss isn't a brunette? Big Boss has brown hair. Eva. You don't remember that? Eva was the surrogate mother for both Liquid and Solid Snake. Solid is unrelated. But Eva's blonde. Yeah, she's in Metal Gear Solid 3 and she's in,
Who's there?
she's in Metal Gear Solid 4. And now that I think about it, wasn't there... Oh, we can get the FAMAS. I forgot about that.
Snake, I unlocked the cargo door for you.
Thanks. Where are you?
Where I can see ya.
Don't move around too much.
Don't worry. I'm disguised in this enemy uniform.
You won't be for long.
Why does she do it so fast?
What does that mean?
And what's with the, like, swooping move sound?
Listen, Snake. The cargo door is like an airlock. It's equipped with infrared sensors. Be careful. If an intruder is sensed, gas is released.
Gas?
Okay, so meet at the nuclear warhead storage building.
Wait. You said you'd stay put and be a good girl.
I changed my mind.
Don't get careless. That's when things always turn sour.
Sorry, but this is the only way I can figure whether or not I'm cut out to be a soldier. I gotta get my hands dirty.
These guys are professionals. You're gonna get yourself killed.
Also, you blame Nintendo for what exactly? I'm sure they could take blame for a lot of things. Also, welcome back, Tyler. I don't think I actually verbally welcomed you. Anyway, I'm gonna go back and get the, if I remember right, the FAMAS, because it's pretty handy, and I don't want to have to come back here to grab it. Oh. There we go. Actually, this guy coming around the corner here. Let's take a look. Level 2 security. Okay, so there's still... Yeah, that's what I thought. The lasers. Nintendo takes the blame for everything negative like a sponge. I suppose that's a fair point. I wonder if there's a way to disable that. No, I'm not gonna try. I think they upped the ante on the trapdoors too. Now there's one for all 3 of the walkable paths instead of just the 2. So they did throw a curveball. I retract my previous statement. Anyway, Deller, you missed some magic happening. I successfully demonstrated why planting the mechanics from Metal Gear Solid 2 onto Metal Gear Solid 1's game design was not a good idea in particular instances. And we had a hell of a thing when Snake apparently had some sort of aneurysm and seizure. Confronting Baker the way he did. Oh, the camera is back. Okay, so let me see. Not that it takes much effort to get rid of it again, but at least it does get repaired, so you do have to be on the lookout for it. Anyway, the good thing about coming up here is I think the mine detector's in this particular room, so probably not something we want to miss out on. Also, I didn't point it out in the original game, but yeah, the tank is missing that was there previously, so a little bit of foreshadowing. Mine detector. Yeah, in all fairness, Snake hasn't been tested for epilepsy. I suppose you have a point there. Anyway, I'm gonna crawl up here and see if this negates any of the call-outs. Okay, similar kind of thing with this. Yes, talk to me.
Be careful, Snake. That airlock is set with infrared sensors.
What is it?
You probably can't see them with your naked eyes, but there are infrared beams coming out of that wall. Touch any one of them and the doors will seal off and the place will be flooded with poison gas. Somehow you've got to get through without setting off those sensors.
Okay. So, the classic methods still are here. We can use thermal goggles, which is actually easier to look at, surprisingly, than it was with the original thermal goggles with this one, considering that these thermal goggles are a bit of an eyesore. We can use the cigarettes, but why do that when we could just shoot our way through? Because, of course, the sensor relays have sensor boxes. So, why have any challenge in any game? I just don't see the point. See? There you go. He doesn't zip up like he does. At least he crawls out. Yeah, I was just talking about you loving the Virtual Boy vision. What do we want for this section? Actually, you know what? I was going to hold off on that Mei Ling save, but I'm going to do it here.
Snake? Snake, like Shakespeare said, "Nought's had, all spent, where our desire is got without content." Basically, it means that your desire can get you into trouble if you're not careful. That goes for items too. Don't get too greedy or you might be sorry. Be careful, Snake.
You get you're talking about the magazines, the books, as it calls it. You can get them as early as the holding cells where Johnny is. Publication with adult-oriented material, full of girly photos and interesting columns. Anyway, I guess let's go ahead and keep the mine detector out.
Snake, be careful.
Yeah, Mei Ling's vocal performance is just the same across the board. I don't think there's any game where it's
Lie
different.
Detector.
Who are you?
Just call me Deep Throat.
Deep Throat? The informant from the Watergate scandal?
Never mind about that.
You're not using burst transmission. Are you nearby?
Listen, there's a tank in front of your position waiting to ambush you.
Who are you anyway?
One of your fans.
Bullshit Gray Fox voice. We talked about it when we first heard Gray Fox speak in the segment with Baker, but Gray Fox, Deep Throat, Cyborg Ninja, whatever you want to call him, he's voiced by Rob Paulson in this game, who's actually quite an accomplished voice actor. He does a lot of side character voices, but a lot of people might know him as Yakko from Animaniacs or Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. I said that before, but for the sake of people that are not hearing that for a second time. But yeah, it's like, I think it fits. I'm not completely upset by the fact that they changed out his voice from Greg Eagles. I thought... Here's the thing. Greg Eagles definitely sounds like completely black, which is fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But you have Gray Fox, who's the whitest man alive, including his white hair. It's a little bit jarring when you actually see him. When I first played this game, I actually thought the Cyborg Ninja was a black dude. I'm like, oh, okay. So I can see where they probably wanted to try and mix it up, something a little bit, you know, give him a little white boy sound or something like that. I don't know. I'm not saying Greg Eagles' performance wasn't bad. I'm just saying that maybe somebody decided that they wanted to try and do something different. But I think ever since this game, they've been getting Rob Paulson to do the voices. Also, I think... do we need more Ralph? I think Ralph might be necessary in the upcoming scenes.
This is Raven's territory.
What's up, Peter Lorre?
Don't belong in Alaska. I will not let you pass.
Same guy. Very different performance. To remember in the original. This is Raven's territory.
Send him a message. That's right. You belong on the ground.
Cool neck action. He doesn't sound too different. I think he sounds completely different.
You should crawl on the ground like the snake you are.
You should crawl on the ground like the snake you are. Alright, everybody's turning against me on this. Fine. Fine, Raven doesn't sound different. Whatever. I just want you to know that I disagree with each and every one of you. And Despite the fact that he sounded a little bit cornier in the original game, I still prefer that one.
Snake, look out for that tank's main gun. It'll pulverize you.
Seriously though, you know what I'm gonna do? I don't know what I'm fucking do. I'm gonna make a comparison video of the lines for each of the Foxhound members so we can see the original versus the Twin Snakes version. So then you can compare it line by line.
That M1 tank is equipped with advanced Victronics. Once it locks on to a target, it automatically tracks it, and its main gun is effective up to 3,000 meters. To get close, you'll have to confuse its tracking system. Use your chaff. If you can jam the system and get close enough, it won't be able to use its main gun. Use your chaff at a long distance to fool its electronic systems.
Also digging this like low-key, lo-fi beats, music to study to. Really gets you in the mood for a battle with a tank, yeah? Oh, hey, we got the deep throat recorded there. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to contact the team after he called. I think we could still get the conversation after the boss battle, though.
Fool the tank's electronic systems with a chaff grenade.
Oh, very quick and precise, Meryl. Master, how dare you? Okay, so you can do this the classic way by using the chaff grenade. I mean, you want to use the chaff grenade in all instances anyway, just to be able to get up here. But when it actually comes to doing the tank battle part, there's a couple different approaches you can make. I still think the most direct way to do it is probably... It's a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Is probably going to be using the grenades, but given the fact that you can actually aim in first-person mode, you can take out the gunners just by shooting them. But I like chucking grenades in there anyway. However, it's a little disappointing that you can't actually, you know, kill them with 1 or 2 hits. It's like it only takes a quarter of the health away. You can still get at the treads, too. And the little grate down here gives you an opportunity to duck out from the treads if it's coming a little bit too close to you. I still want to try and take out the treads, though, just because it'll mean the tank is slower. Okay, that affected me. That sucks. I think what that little camera cut, though, was to indicate that we actually were successful in targeting the treads. God, it's pretty goddamn big throw he got there. There we go. Really now? That was some shit for damage. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way. Oh. I guess that explains why there was nobody in there. So what? I'm not going to disagree that this game is a disgrace compared to the OG, but it's still a better game than MG Revengeance Nephnesis. Well, Revengeance has a lot of goddamn flaws. I think if you're just strictly an action game fan, it's probably fine. But especially for a Metal Gear game, yeah, there's a lot of problems when it comes to Revengeance and its portrayal of certain events, characters, occurrences, things like that. Yeah, I still kind of don't like using the gun too much because it's just a little bit too risky. You do have to contend with the moving tank at all times, and then make sure that you're not too far away from it so that they can actually get you with the barrel there. But it is an option, like I said. So anybody that feels the need to, you know, I don't know if they even want to like challenge themselves or what, but if you feel the need to want to do it this way, you can. Obviously, too, there's also going to be the route of using the stun methods, so you can always try that if you feel like doing it. I'm just going to chuck another grenade in there. It's still the best way to do this. How did that not work? Oh, there it goes. Okay. I guess it was the other grenade that was going off. Vengeance is not a Metal Gear game. It's like Dante entered the Metal Gear world. A little bit, yeah. Definitely different in terms of a gameplay style. Whoa! Epic! He threw it down the barrel. Thankfully, we were spared some of the... Well, this is getting goofy. Why did he just fly out the top like that? I was on fire. Now Snake punches him in the face. Okay. There you go. Now I'm going to describe everything that happens, even if you do look away, so you know what's going on. I guess that's how he gets the level 3 security card. You had to have a means for that to happen. It couldn't just be that, you know, that was a level 2 door up there.
Right? Just giving him the card like that.
We'll play with him a little longer.
You would be wise not to underestimate him.
What did you think of him?
He is just as you said. He lives and breathes combat just like you. I would expect no less from your...
You see, I told you so, but I will kill him.
General Ivan, I hear that you lost your arm and ran away home.
Watch your tongue, shaman.
In the language of the Sioux people, Sioux means snake. It is known as an animal to be feared.
Well, Snake is mine now.
Just feign the ignorance, it's fine. I encourage you, though, go back and listen to Vulcan Raven's lines. He sounds pretty different.
Don't kill him yet.
He and I will meet again in...
This is a much more reserved performance.
Yes, the raven on my head. It thirsts for his blood.
And also that baritone in the voice doesn't come out quite as much. Okay, nuke building, first floor. Before we do that, let's convene with the crew, see if we have any new codec calls.
Snake, you've got to rescue Dr. Emmerich, the Metal Gear engineer.
He's probably being held prisoner in the second floor basement of the Warhead storage building.
Snake.
Alright. People that sound relatively the same. Snake pretty much sounds the same, but Hader, like I said, he's kind of hamming up the performance. It sounds more like he's doing the, you know, quintessential parody of Solid Snake as opposed to the original performance, which I think was a lot more natural sounding. And in this one, he's got the Solid Snake, you know, all that kind of stuff. So just good enough, I guess. And then Campbell pretty much sounds the same. He sounds a little robotic. I almost feel like he couldn't shake the performance from the Patriots AI. But something about Campbell is a little bit off too. Like I said, there's just like this bit of robotic nature in his tone. Every once in a while he cracks, like when he's supposed to be, you know, feigning ignorance about something. But otherwise, you know, it's whatever. Naomi's kind of like whatever. I don't really like her as a character that much. I think, like I mentioned when she was describing the, you know, the Foxhound unit members, or at least the Ocelot during the Ocelot battle, she just sounded bored. So I don't know if Jennifer Hale was just brought in, like rushed in, and given a script, and she's like, yeah, whatever, I could do this real quick. But there's like no oomph in the performance. Mei Ling sounds generic. Master sounds the same. Nastasha sounds a little bit better, I think, because she could pull off the Russian accent. Meryl sounds the same, and as we know, Rob Paulson, completely different voice actors, so it's apples and oranges. You can't really compare it. Alright, we'll get that ration. Actually, I think we could come back out here and get some of those items. I didn't grab everything that I would have been able to grab. Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons. Like I said, there's a couple instances where it's actually better, the performances, but I still feel that as a whole, by and large, there's a lot more that added more character to the original performances. And I get, yes, they had to re-record. It's not like they could have used the old recordings. If you were doing a remake, I don't know why you wouldn't want to re-record the dialogue unless you just were unable to do so because of budgeting or whatever. But I don't know. It's like maybe they could have referenced their old material a little bit better. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to upgrade the pull-ups on stream. It takes too goddamn long. You have to do 100 reps, I think. And let me do one set, and we'll see how much we could do in a set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 or 6. I don't know. I don't really see much point in doing it either. I think there's maybe one instance in the game where you have to have grip, but otherwise it's not really a necessity or mandatory. How can I help you?
Be careful. You absolutely must not use weapons in that area.
I've already programmed the nanomachine so that he won't be able to, Colonel.
What? What are you talking about?
Have you forgotten? That's where they keep the nuclear warheads. Can't you see them?
It's Naomi's bored voice and Snake
There's
overacting.
Lots of boxes piled up in here, but are they all warheads?
Yes, they're all dismantled warheads.
They just leave them here? It's like President Baker said. Totally careless.
They're working on a limited budget. They try to put on a pretty face for the media, but this is the grim reality of it. Nastasha knows lots more about it than I do.
All of the warheads in those boxes have had their detonation mechanisms removed, so there's no fear of them exploding. But if the warheads are broken, they might leak plutonium, and that would be a serious problem.
Snake, never use your weapon on that floor.
The drop grab, I'm trying to think of an instance where we can use it. Outside of the Metal Gear hangar. I mean, it's Jennifer Hale. She's a professional voice actor. She usually does, decent roles, but I don't know, she just sounds bored out of her mind. Like she could care less about being here.
Somebody there?
Yeah, shit. Can't use that. You can't crawl under here, can you? And then, of course, you have David Hayter to counteract that. What? What are you talking about? We had a great line from Ocelot earlier, where he quacked like a duck when his hand got cut off. Strangest reaction I've ever heard to someone losing a limb. Gas tank for this job. Yeah. Hot dog and a handshake, in other words. No effort whatsoever. And I don't know, maybe that's just the way she was directed. I'm not too sure what the deal is, but yeah, she sounds the least bit interested. I think there might be something we can grab from B2, so we'll want to do that first. Oh wait, no, not B2, B1. What would I say pisses me off more, the voiceovers or the broken mechanics? Well, I don't know, it kind of depends. I think in most situations the mechanics are workable. I just think that it makes the game trivial in a lot of spots, so it's not nearly as exciting to play. It's easy, and I guess it makes you feel cool that you can like outsmart all these assholes and you know, put them through their paces and everything, but at the same time it makes the game either too easy or, you know, it breaks certain mechanics that I don't think needed to be broken. So, you know, there's that kind of aspect to it. But then the vocal performances, I mean, that's what you got to listen to. It is a bit more upsetting, I think, with some of the voiceovers. Like I said, not all of them are bad, but with some of them, it's just... ugh. When you have the original to compare it to, it's a real thing. Everything that we've just gone over, whether it's just awkwardness in the line delivery or potential laziness. And like I said, I don't know, maybe it was the direction. Maybe it wasn't just, you know, somebody not wanting to put in a whole lot of effort for the day, but whatever it was, sometimes it did not work. But yeah, go back and watch the VOD during the Ocelot battle at some point. You'll not only see the broken gameplay mechanics when it comes to the fight, but you'll see just how bored Jennifer Hale is when she's delivering those lines. Let's see. Also, it was the Nikita that we had to get, which is obviously essential, so it's a good thing I came up here. Any doors I can get into? Level 2 security? Doesn't look like it. Cutscenes are your biggest problem. And yeah, we talked about that. It's like, it is a bit of a problem, but I think that actual gameplay sort of wins out when there's an issue with gameplay. Because, as you keep saying, you can just skip the cutscenes if you want to. Though, in my case, it's not something I'm doing. I guess I could see where it could be like that in certain instances. Can you get the PSG early? I don't think so. Pretty sure you can't. We'll just have to see what kind of cards we get. What are you doing in there? Whoa. Oh, that's a wall. That explains it. It's not completely centered. Wasn't this room like completely, like the entryway completely centered when you exited the elevator? Muscle memory is not working for me. And we can't. We won't be able to get the gas mask until... Actually, I think I could probably get it now. I gotta go take a look. Come on, Snake. Take a step on it and then like, do a triple backflip. We know you want to. Yeah, do the Shinobi wall run. He's clearly capable.
Snake, watch out. That place is filled with gas. Also, the floor is electrified. First, destroy the high-voltage switch. It's the switchboard on the northwest wall.
But how? I can't reach it.
Use a remote-controlled missile.
He does have a point. The bullshit voice. Alright. That's how it goes.
The less you maneuver a remote-controlled missile, the faster it will fly.
You don't
Remember
want
this if you want to fire the missile over a greater distance.
Okay, we don't want to talk about Deep Throat?
Master, does the name Deep Throat mean anything
Okay, well, at
to
least
you?
it's here.
Deep Throat? What, you mean the guy from Watergate?
No, but he uses the same name. Whoever he is, he's not part of our operation, but he's been giving me advice by Kodak.
What?
On top of that, he wasn't using burst transmission. It seems he was transmitting from somewhere on this base.
Somewhere on the base?
Yes.
Hey,
I have no idea who that could be.
Master's taking Snake's shtick. Somewhere on the base? Yes. Meryl?
Deep Throat? No, I don't know anyone who calls himself that.
I see.
I wonder why he's trying to help you.
I have no idea.
A trap?
Could be, but for the time being, I'll have to trust him.
Okay, you sure don't want to talk about this, Campbell?
Colonel, I got a Kodak call from someone outside this operation.
There we go.
Oh, we were monitoring the call. Mei Ling knows everything about the communication system, so let me have her explain it to you.
Well, if somebody knows your frequency, they can call you. But the question is, how did he learn it? It's top secret information.
So you mean someone leaked the information?
And that's the only explanation I can think of.
Mei Ling, do you know where that transmission originated from?
I'm sorry, the radio waves were too weak to locate their source, but I'm sure he's near you.
For the time being, let's trust what that Deep Throat told us. Use a remote-controlled missile to destroy the switchboard in the northwest section of the Warhead Storage Building's second-floor basement. Make sure your remote-controlled missile doesn't get shot down by that gun camera.
Really gotta spell it out for me, don't you?
They say that there are 500,000 nuclear engineers in the world. But after the end of the Cold War, the demand for nuclear engineers dropped precipitously. In the Eastern Bloc countries,
that's a big
in
word.
particular, there is a tremendous brain drain. They cannot keep their scientists in the country. And each year, more and more nuclear engineers go to work for the highest bidder.
You know who else got a brain drain? Me. To playing this shit. Okay. Let's give it a try. Also, the Nikita in this game goes directly in the first-person mode, so we don't actually have to activate it. It does make it a bit trickier to handle, though. Hey, I'm a fan of bangs, too. Man of good taste. Is that an entryway? I can barely tell. And there you go. Does she not want to talk about the, Oh, wait. Oh, no.
People who have been through war and survived.
I can't use the analog
develop
stick.
a
It's too
kind of
sensitive.
Sixth sense to warn them of danger. Trust your instincts as a soldier, as a gamer.
Yeah. Gotta trust my instincts as a gamer.
Those are remote-controlled miniature reconnaissance missiles, sometimes called Nikita missiles. They've got CCD cameras in their nose cones. After you fire them, they'll transmit their visual data to your monitor. You can control their flight freely in all directions. But the missiles have a limited amount of fuel. Watch the gauge carefully.
Gamers rise up. Kind of. The GameCube controller is trash. I like it. I think the stick is a bit sensitive in this particular instance. I don't know if that's something that can be calibrated to each game. But, I mean, I always preferred it when it came to, like, Smash and everything else. In fact, I got when I had the Wii U, I had about the GameCube controller, like, adapter deal. Also, there's the Konami Moai head. I was looking for it in the original game. I thought it was in the nuclear, like, actual storage building, but it wasn't. It's right there. Okay, got the book, got the gas mask. I don't think we can get anything from the other room right now, but almost prefer the 64 over it. That's bold talk right there. I absolutely hate the N64 controller. Biggest problem with the gas mask here is it's so goddamn intrusive. It's really hard to hit anything. It's like you don't need to have the goddamn eye holes visible. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can make these hits. Barely hit the goddamn thing when I've got the mask off. Only about the aftermarket GameCube controller, so maybe that's it. Well, it's a possibility. I don't know. I'm using the OG controller that actually came with the console. Aftermarket one. God, I'm trying to think if somebody had one of those. I think my friend had one. It was a silver one. Real stiff on the C-stick. I remember not liking that bit. Uncomfortable to hold. I can't hit this shit. Okay, let's see. Grenades, C4. That's all fine. Nikita bullet. Oh shit. Man, that thing shoots slow. Chaff grenade. I really haven't had to use a ration this almost entire time I've been playing. Everything we've done seems to just get me by. And then we hit up a boss battle and, you know, then I get my health refilled. It's a likelihood it's possible, but, you know, might not be for everybody. I think by the time they started redesigning the Xbox controller from the Duke, they were taking notes from the GameCube. Oh boy, we get to see this in action. What sort of flips and tricks are they gonna do?
Take this!
He gave it his best shot. You're a little late on that.
ghost.
No, it's a man in an exoskeleton. That was a stupid line. I can understand it if he was invisible, but clearly he wasn't. That scene was a little bit more reserved than they have been, so I don't know if I'd call it an upgrade. Show more without having to do as much action. It sort of raises his mystique a little bit. I don't think there's anything we could do here. I suppose I could use a chaff grenade in there if I wanted to, but just keep the rations out. We'll see how bad the hand-to-hand combat is when we get into this segment. Oh, he re-enabled it.
Stealth camouflage? Who are you?
Had to get that line in there, I see.
Where is my friend?
What? What are you talking about? Oh, what next?
Oh, it's piss on top of piss. He re-pissed himself.
Hey, you're that ninja.
I've been waiting for you, Snake.
Who are you?
Neither enemy nor friend. I am back from a world where such words are meaningless. I've removed all obstacles. Now you and I will battle to the death.
What do you want?
Oh, I've waited a long time for this day. Now I want to enjoy this moment.
What's with these guys? It's like one of my Japanese animes.
I've come from another world to battle with you.
What is it? Revenge?
It is nothing so trivial as revenge.
Trivial ass revenge.
You. Only in that can my soul find respite. I will kill you, or you will kill me. It makes no difference. All right then. Watch from your box seat.
I need that man. Keep your hands off him.
Now, make me feel it. Make me feel alive again.
I don't think this is a game we wanted or needed. Okay, so we see the fatal flaw right from the onset here. Given how the cyborg ninja reacts when you hit him, you cannot hit the third move. Some cool interpretive dance you got there, man. I dig it. So basically, it's 2-hit combos or nothing. When you have him cornered like that, usually you could get it in, but if you're just kind of free balling out here, let's see. Alright, well, I was able to hit the third one on that one, but just the third. So I'll see if I can get him up to a wall or something like that, then we could probably try to hit those. Alright, never mind. Okay. If he doesn't have anything behind him to kind of keep him stepped there, then yeah, it's more often than not, you're not going to be hitting that third move. So, as long as I can keep him in here, damn. Yeah, the GameCube. Nintendo really can't help themselves because it's not just the GameCube, but it's these two. Gotta make sure they get them in there somewhere. There you go. I really gotta lean into that one. Oh, good. Glad I got those bullets. I remember there was something about the lines here once you start spouting them off that I didn't like, but I don't remember what it was. Ow. I don't remember if I was telling you or if I was telling my friend, but if you take a look at those GOG reviews for the PC release of Metal Gear Solid, there was a lot of people that were like, Twin Snake's the superior version, why can't that be ported to PC? And it's like, well, the whole thing about the PC port was that it was the original PC port from 2000. You can't just take a Nintendo game and put it on the PC. I mean, you can, but you can't do it legally. Oh, he's doing that now. No feeling in these lines, no emphasis. Hurt me more! That's it. I remember that punch. Like I said, Rob Paulson is a fine voice actor, but it's just like with a lot of the other characters, it's just not that oomph there. So I'm just gonna use that because why not? Ah, you've upgraded to the 2 disappearing thing. I will say the one thing I like about this battle, in comparison to the other, what the hell was that? This paperwork, was that they disregarded the bullshit where you could completely like get killed by his electric burst after you completely take out his health bar. Like in the original game, it's the one last ditch effort, like big time F you. After you get through all that and you don't happen to have your rations equipped or anything, that electric blast can really screw you over. What the hell broke? Wait, what? When did the plane fly by? Where'd that come from?
Zanzibar.
Zanzibar land.
What? Not again.
Dragon sounds.
What's happening?
I'm losing myself.
Oh, hey. I see why you like the Virtual Boy vision.
Is it over?
It's Gray Fox vision. Okay, we'll see you later.
Gray Fox. Colonel, that ninja is Gray Fox. No doubt about it.
Ridiculous. You yourself in Zanzibar land.
Yes.
They got it right.
He should have been killed, but he's
Props
still
to them
alive.
for putting the land in there.
It happened before I joined Fox.
That wasn't in the
medical
original.
Staff. They were using a soldier for their gene therapy experiments.
I never heard that.
It happened right after you retired. My predecessor, Dr. Clark, was in charge.
Dr. Clark?
Yes. He started the gene therapy project.
And where is he now?
He was killed in an explosion in his lab 2 years ago.
So what about this?
Oh, excuse me.
Apparently,
I think
for the
Naomi was
test
talking.
Subject, they decided to use the body of a soldier who was recovered after the fall of Zanzibar land.
And that was Gray Fox?
But he was already dead.
Yes. But they revived him. They fitted him with a prototype exoskeleton and kept him drugged for 4 years while they experimented on him like a plaything. Today's genome soldiers were born from those experiments.
That's the sickest thing I've ever heard.
They used him to test all sorts of gene therapy techniques.
Naomi, why didn't you tell us about this sooner?
Because it's confidential information.
Is that the only reason?
Naomi, what happened to Gray Fox after that?
The record said he died in an accident.
I see. But even if that ninja is Gray Fox, the question is, why?
From what I could tell, he didn't know who he was.
You're saying he's just living off his will to fight?
I'm not sure, but he seems intent on fighting me to the death. We'll meet again. I know it.
Yeah, I need one of those injections from Guns of the Patriots.
I'd rather not, but maybe that's what he wants.
I don't know why she's so monotone. I don't understand it. I don't know if this is a new take on the character or what it is, but...
How long are you gonna stay in there?
The more I hear it, the more annoyed I am by it.
Are you one of them? No, I'm not. I always work alone. Alone? Are you an otaku too? Come on, get out.
The two are
You can't
synonymous.
stay here forever. Your uniform's different
Whoa.
from theirs. You're the Metal Gear Rex chief engineer, Hal Emmerich, right?
Weird look in his eye there.
You know me? I heard about you from Meryl. Oh. So you're here to rescue me? Sorry, but no. There's something that I've got to do first.
Oh. Well, at least you're not one of them.
Monkey Man. He does have some ape-like qualities on the facial
Are you hurt?
expressions. I suppose the crawling didn't help either.
I'm okay. I just twisted my ankle a little trying to get away.
Well, if that's all, it's nothing to worry about. I want to ask you something. I need information about Metal Gear.
Huh? Metal Gear?
Yeah. What's Metal Gear really designed for?
It's a mobile TMD. It's designed to shoot down nuclear missiles, only for defensive purposes, of course.
Liar!
I already know
Whoa.
that Metal Gear is nothing but a nuclear-equipped walking deathmobile.
Nuclear? What are you talking about?
The terrorists.
He's so calm
Metal Gear
after
to
being
launch
elevated in the
nuclear
air like
missile.
that.
You telling me you didn't know?
Aren't they just trying to use the TMD missile module to launch a disabled nuclear warhead?
Wrong. From the beginning, the purpose of this exercise was to test Metal Gear's nuclear launch capability using a dummy nuclear warhead. The terrorists are just continuing the work you started.
No, you're wrong.
I heard it directly from your boss, Baker.
No. A nuclear missile on Rex?
So you really didn't know?
Okay, then. Time to put you back down.
No. All the armament was built by a separate department, and the President personally supervised the final assembly with the main unit.
President Baker?
Yeah. I was never told exactly what they armed Rex with. I only know it's equipped with a Vulcan cannon, a laser, and a railgun.
So is that why there's Ape Escape? Monkeys in 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
At
It uses
Otacon's beck and
magnets
call
to
after he
fire
turned into a
bullets at
monkey man.
extremely high velocities. The technology was originally developed for the SDI system and later scrapped. We were successful in miniaturizing it in a joint venture between Arms Tech and Rivermore National Labs. The railgun is on Rex's right arm.
Metal Gear's main function is to launch nuclear missiles. You sure you're not forgetting something?
It's true that Metal Gear has a missile module on his back that can carry up to 8 missiles, but are you saying it was originally meant to carry nuclear missiles?
Just 8, huh? I don't know. Playing that boss battle tells me differently.
Yeah, but that's not all, I think. If Metal Gear fired only standard nuclear missiles, then they should already have all the practical data they need.
No. Could it be? Metal Gear's co-developer, Rivermore National Labs, was working on a new type of nuclear weapon. They were using NOVA and NIF laser nuclear fusion testing equipment and supercomputers.
So they developed a new type of nuclear weapon in a VR testing lab, huh?
Yes, but you
They
can't
didn't have enough
use
footage for
virtual
that,
data
or
on a
some
battlefield.
weird
They would
slowdown
need
going on.
actual launch data. These are some of the supercomputers. If you link these, you can test everything in a virtual environment. But it's all just theoretical.
Hey, we broke that computer.
So, this exercise was designed to test the real thing.
What did our president do? Did the terrorists launch that thing?
Getting over dramatic on me. How's everything looks and sounds great? That's good.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know about that AV conversion.
Such a fool. It's all my fault.
What do you use when you use the conversion? Is it just standard AV cables, or is it the component cables?
My grandfather was part of the Manhattan Project. He suffered with the guilt for the rest of his life. And my father? He was born on August 6th, 1945.
The day of the Hiroshima bomb. God's got a sense of humor, all right.
As I said in the last stream, that's not all he was guilty of.
We must have the curse of nuclear weapons written into our DNA. I used to think that I could use science to help mankind. But in the end, I was the one being used. Using science for peace? That's only in anime.
wait a second, that line wasn't in the original.
That's enough crying. Pull yourself together.
Get a hold of yourself,
Where
fucking
is
weeb.
Metal Gear? Where on this base are they keeping it?
Rex is in the underground maintenance base.
All right.
Where's that?
Yeah, let me
North of
know.
the
We'll see if we can figure out
communications
something.
tower. But it's a long way there.
The emergency override system for the detonation code is there too?
Yeah, in the base's control room. You'd better hurry. If they were planning a launch from the start, then their ballistic program is probably finished. And since they haven't called for me in a few hours, they must not need me. In other words, they must be ready to launch.
Meryl's got the detonation code override keys. We'll link up with her.
If we can't override the launch, we'll have to destroy Rex. I'll show you the way.
Something about
On
Otacon's
that
hair
leg
doesn't
of
look right.
yours, you'll just slow me down.
You'll need me if you're gonna destroy Rex.
I don't need you. I just need your brain.
I guess it's that they made it
created
like
Rex.
loose and wavy.
It's my right, my duty to destroy him.
If you get a chance, try to escape. When the coast is clear, I'll contact you by Kodak.
What did you pull out the gun
How
for,
am I
man?
supposed to escape from an island?
Okay.
Start swimming.
So what then?
I want you to hide somewhere and keep me informed. You know this place well, don't you?
Of course I do. And don't worry, I've got this. It's the same stealth technology as the Ninja. Foxhound was gonna use them, but with this I'll be fine. Bad leg and all.
Yeah, just Snake likes to flex on people from
But I
time to
want
time.
Meryl to watch after you too.
Understandable.
Meryl, the engineer's okay.
That's a relief.
I want you to look after him. Where are you now?
Very close. There she is. Oh no! Damn, they spotted me.
Meryl, what happened?
You have to keep in mind, too, that I'm using the retro tank, so it probably looks better than usual, better than standard conversion.
What did she look like?
Oh, come on, Snake. We were staring at her from the vent for like a good 5 minutes.
She was wearing the same green uniform as the terrorists. If she's disguised as the enemy, you'll have to contact her when she's alone, huh? There's only one place where we can be sure she's by herself.
Where's that?
Don't be so dense. Here, use this security card. It's security level 4.
You're not in pain, are you?
Huh?
You feel okay? Nothing bothering you?
What's wrong? You get all friendly all of a sudden.
No, nothing. Just glad you're okay.
You're strange.
You could probably let go of him now.
I'm a little nervous. Everyone else I've saved suddenly dies.
Also, yeah, when she's having a shit, yeah. That's the one time.
Get it, Doctor.
Or the other one, too.
Call me Otacon.
Otacon?
It stands for Otaku Convention. An otaku is a guy like me who likes Japanimation.
Hey,
Japan
this is
was
Zone
the
of the
first
Enders.
country
This
to
is some police
successfully
knots.
make bipedal robots. They're still the best in the field of robotics.
And Japanese cartoons played some part in that?
They did. I didn't get into science to make nuclear weapons, you know.
Yeah, that's what all scientists say.
I became a scientist because I wanted to make robots like the ones in the Japanese animes. Really, it's true.
Sounds like an excuse to me.
You're right. We have to take responsibility. Science has progressed because there is war. And because of scientists' greed, weapons of mass destruction were born.
Never saw it. Well, it's a game series.
But
It's
that's
another
all
Kojima
over.
project.
I won't take part in murder anymore.
Good for you, Otacon. And Snake's eyes are green in this and blue in MGS2.
Whatever. All I want from you is information.
They look blue to
Sure.
me.
I know everything about this whole base. Ask me anything about Rex or about this place. Also, with this stealth camouflage, I can sneak in and out of the armory and mess hall. If you need ammo or rations, just tell me and I'll bring them to you. I'm on frequency 141.12. See you later.
Totally green. I'm looking at them right now. They look blue to me. Might be monitor / TV color settings or something like that. But green and blue are so close together that, you know, even the slightest differences with hue, saturation, contrast, anything like that could probably make a difference. Anyway, yeah, that's the Zone of the Enders little deal there. I think they're available like on Steam even now, that HD collection. We already saw that during the battle, but there's Yoshi and Mario, and there is the GameCube taking the place of the original PlayStation with the wireless Wavebird controller. So, oh, and of course the memory card gameplay options calendar HUD deal going on. Keep an eye out for it. Maybe. Anybody have any thoughts on everything that just happened?
Well, it looks like you've rescued Emmerich for the time being.
Yeah. With that stealth camouflage, he should be able to hide safely. Gray Fox. I can't believe it. But the real problem is your niece. The way the codec got cut off like that has me worried. Something must have happened to her.
You're worried? About Meryl?
Not exactly. It's just that she's holding the detonation code override keys. They're our last chance of stopping that nuclear launch.
You're a cold man. Your mission is more important than the life of your companions?
This is war.
Yeah, a
Survival
little
is the
emotion.
name of the game. Sometimes you have to be cold to survive.
Yes, but...
Snake, either way, I want you to find Meryl as soon as possible.
I understand.
Fair enough. Also, they don't give you Otacon's frequency, which they give you everybody else's, even if you don't actually dial it yourself.
You still haven't found Meryl? Snake?
I haven't
The
even
warhead
looked.
storage building that you're in has 1 floor above ground and 2 floors below ground. Why don't you search there, too?
Otacon said that now it's possible to design and test new types of nuclear weapons in a virtual simulation without ever exploding a nuclear device. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. Since the establishment of DART, the Dual Axis Radiographic Hydrodynamic Test Facility, and NIF, the National Ignition Facility, early in the 21st century, there's been a wealth of data concerning nuclear fission and fusion. There is also much data accumulated from the nuclear tests conducted over the last 4 decades. With the processing speed of today's supercomputers, they can design a new nuclear weapon through virtual reality computer simulations.
Okay. Very informative.
In war, a split second can mean the difference between victory and defeat. Don't ever hesitate. The slower you react, the greater the chance that you'll be beaten.
Encouraging as always. Okay, I'm going to take a step out in this other door here so that it actually maybe might save all the conversations that we made. Sometimes it doesn't actually do that.
Snake, there's an old Chinese saying. A scholar who cherishes the love of comfort is not fit to be deemed a scholar. Einstein said it another way. He said that only a life lived for others is worth living. That's why I entered MIT instead of CMU or Princeton like my friends. I wanted to do applied physics, not just theoretical stuff. I wanted to make things for people. The Soliton radar system, or the codec system. I just wanted to make something that would be useful for people. I think that it was the same for Dr. Emmerich, too. But he was used like a tool, used to make a horrible killing machine. Maybe it would be better if engineers like us just stopped making things. I don't know.
No, you're
Yeah, maybe it
wrong.
would.
There's at least one person whose life has gotten better as a result of your inventions. Me.
Huh?
Without the codec, I wouldn't be able to talk to you like this.
Thanks, Snake.
Did he say that in the original? That seems like a new line. It seemed like one of those segments where it just kind of ends on a flat note. Snake's too encouraging. Also, no, I'm not going to do a complete playthrough tonight. In fact, I'm going to stop right here because we are at the point where I ended my first stream of the original Metal Gear Solid, and it's time to end this. So we're going to stop it right here. Considering that most of the gameplay sequences are going to be 1-1 with the original game, I should be able to beat this in 3 streams, provided that there's no bullshittery. I think it's going to be a little bit harder for me to actually do the last little trio of bosses, if you want to call it that, at the end of the game. So maybe it might take a little bit longer, but I think I could still do it in 3 streams. So we'll see. Ending at about 3 hours. I think my original stream of Metal Gear Solid ended about 3 hours too. So despite the fact that it feels like the codec sequences are longer, I don't know that they actually are. In fact, let me take a look, because I'm just actually pretty goddamn curious about that right now. Let's see. Metal Gear Solid. 3 hours, 8 minutes, 36 seconds. Wow. I am pretty much on the money. So that's going to be it for the stream. Let's see what's going on. Anybody streaming right now? It's a little late, so probably not. Nope, doesn't look like it. Anyway, that's going to be it. A lot of people coming in and out here. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it as always. Thank you, Deller, for the raid. Always appreciate that too. Looks to sound great. Truck through it. Yeah, no, we'll get through it. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you enjoyed that, because it was spotty for me. I was going to say I sure as hell didn't, but there's little bits in here and there that are fine. It's whatever. It's a game. But yeah, it ain't always great. Most of the time it isn't great. But we'll come back to it next Monday, and we'll pick up where we left off here. Hopefully you did. All right, good. Hopefully, maybe I could do some of those pull-ups or something like that. I'll see if I could get the thing leveled up without having to actually do that on stream. We'll see. Not exactly the biggest problem in my book when it concerns this game. But anyway, you guys have a good night. Nobody's streaming right now, so I guess it's going to be Salty Bet. So until then, thank you. Also, is Zane Day? I don't know if that's how you pronounce that name, but thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. And everybody else, take care. See you around next time.